Hello and welcome back to our masterclass. Today, in this segment, we will be discussing the phlegmatic in affection. I'm Roy Clark, and we're here with my wife, Dr. Amy. Amy, what can you tell us about the phlegmatic in affection?
So the phlegmatic in affection is very much like the phlegmatic in inclusion and control, where they can take it or leave it. Do you need a lot of love? I don't care. What if I pull love away? I don't care. They can really just accept whatever is given to them.
Yeah. What about giving love?
They show a moderate amount and they can receive a moderate amount. They have a very realistic expectation for love and affection. I think they are the ones that are most adaptable. If you have a busy family and it's like, well, you know what, this is a busy season of our life. We're just really busy with the kids, and that's fine.
Okay.
So they don't.
Their wants and desires are just kind of right in the middle with everything else, right?
Yeah, they're really happy with whatever is in front of them.
Yeah.
So that can be a good thing. I think one of the hard things is that people who are in a relationship with them can live a pretty lonely life.
How's that? Why is that?
Well, they tend to deal with life as an observer. So they can be around the family that's showing a lot of love and affection, and they're just really happy watching the mom like hugging the kids, or just being around the love. They feel like they're actually engaging in the love, and they're not.
Okay.
So it's a fact of being physically present and emotionally absent sometimes.
That's challenging.
Yeah.
Right. And so if you are married to a phlegmatic in affection, how do you approach them? How do you, because we've talked about how they will not be motivated.
Right.
Okay. But are they sensitive at all?
Not really.
Okay.
They tend to, again, they make jokes about everything.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
so they hate conflict. So
Right.
if the husband or wife, like whichever one, is making a big deal about it, come on, like I need to feel more love, or I want more intimacy, then the phlegmatic will do it just because I'd rather make
Right.
love than
Argue.
have fights.
Okay.
So, but then the spouse feels like, well, I have to beg you for this, or the only reason why you're doing this is because, I'm the one that's bringing it up and getting upset with you.
Just because a spouse is asking for more intimacy, if I'm asking my spouse for more intimacy, and they're a phlegmatic, right? And they agree to participate, right?
Yeah. Right.
That's not rejection from them.
Right.
Right. That's just the way that they're wired.
Yeah. They're just really happy. I think they kind of forget that, oh, I didn't realize that we haven't made love in a while.
Okay.
But they are just so
Content.
They can, no matter what, if you say, I'm going to sit you in a room with the TV for a week, okay, great.
Yeah.
Or we're going to go on a safari for a week, okay. I mean, just whatever you say to them, they're
Right.
going to be like, all right, cool, let's do
We're
it.
going to make love every day this week.
Yep,
Okay.
all right.
Wow.
So they can tend to, there's no emotional outbursts, there's no exaggerated feelings. They appear unemotional to
Okay.
people.
All right. Are they unemotional? They are. So it's not just that they appear it, they are unemotional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
if you've come from a dysfunctional family with a lot of yelling and screaming, right? And you fall in love with a phlegmatic in affection, right? At first, it's probably going to feel just really peaceful.
yes. You'd
But-
be drawn to that at first,
Right.
and then be craving some more interaction. And then like when couples get into fights and one person gets very hurt, they're wanting those fights in a marriage are really, come pursue me. I'm
Right.
crying out. I want to see if you're there for me. And the phlegmatic is just going to be like, they kind of avoid emotion. Like, all right, I'm just going to let you cool off.
Yeah. All right.
And I'll be out in the garage until, you cool down.
Right. So somebody who's not a phlegmatic in affection, right? Who is Italian. Sorry, my Italian brothers and sisters, right? But, it's generally a culture that is known for their boisterous, loud, emotional kind of way of life, right? They marry a phlegmatic in affection. I can just hear them saying, why don't you care enough to become emotional?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And so, again, like the phlegmatic, they can remain happy even when everybody else is unhappy.
Okay.
They kind of live in their little bubble.
Yeah.
And so I know everybody else is mad, and I'm like, I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
It just...
So if you're a phlegmatic in affection, your challenge will be to empathize with others. If you're married or you have children that are hurting, and not necessarily because of you, it will still be important that you move beyond your temperament and enter into an uncomfortable zone called empathy for you. That doesn't mean that you got to yell and scream and carry on. We do love you for your ability to remain calm. But at the same time, if you're unable to connect emotionally, right? This is something that we need to work on.
They need to work on. They need to be cognizant of the family members saying you're distant, or I don't feel like you care or pay attention, and just being a little more engaging. Another good thing about the phlegmatic in affection is that they can handle unaffectionate people.
Oh, okay.
So if there was a melancholy in affection married to a phlegmatic in affection, I think they would get along really well.
Great couple.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So it can be beneficial, but it's really, really important in every marriage for people to understand their affection scores.
Right.
This is where I see the most damage in relationships. And
a phlegmatic in affection married to a sanguine in affection. That's got to be challenging.
that's not a good match.
Right. That is a challenging match.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
The sanguine is they'll never be satisfied. Like their love bucket has a hole in it, and no matter how much you fill it up, they're just gonna,
Right.
Okay, like I'm ready for more. And the phlegmatic would just get exhausted with that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we talk about that skin hunger for the sanguine, right?
Yeah.
The phlegmatic is always full.
Yeah. They're always full, and they'd be like, okay, like just, and the sanguine wants like love and passion, and
Right.
like they want the romance movie.
So if you're not married, take your temperament test, which you can actually find at royandamy.com. All of our classes and all of our temperament tests, all of our personality profiles can be found at royandamy.com. This is our last class of the Temperament Master Class, our Phlegmatic in Affection. Dr. Amy, thank you.
Thank you. I would like to actually do one more segment. I think we're going to throw a bonus section in at the end. I would like to take a look at a couple of the temperaments and look at the way that they all blend together. Let's say if you're, I'll use you as an example.
Okay.
Because Roy is 3 different temperaments, and just to look at the way that they all influence each other, and then maybe even take a look at what it would be like to do a side-by-side comparison of 2 temperaments. That's one of the things I love doing is marriage counseling, and looking at the 2 temperaments side by side and really helping them understand each other.
So we will throw in one more bonus session for you. All right. We'll see you in the next segment. Thank you.
Thanks.